And when it comes to these protests, last night in Dallas, 5 police officers shot and killed, others wounded. Tonya J. Powers on the line right now from Fox News. As the details begin to quickly come out and the confusion begins to settle a bit, what do we know here this morning?
Well, right now we know that the primary and secondary sweeps for explosives and any other things like that in downtown Dallas have been finished. That is according to Major Max Guerin, who is with the Southeast Patrol Division of the Dallas Police Department. The crime scene detectives are now going to be able to go in and start processing the crime scene, which is massive. We expect to hear an update from the Dallas Police in about the next hour or so,
right.
And we will be carrying that anchored coverage of that for our Fox News Radio affiliates. The streets are closed off there in downtown in some of the areas so while they process this crime scene. And what we understand, people are starting to bring flowers and candles to the Dallas Police headquarters in memory of these officers. 11 people were shot, 5 of those police officers. 4 of them were Dallas Police Department officers. Another one was an officer with the Dallas Area Rapid Transit. The 6 other people, from what we understand, that includes some officers, but also we are getting reports that is also including one civilian, a woman who was a protester who, when the shots were started being fired, dove in front of her sons to protect them.
Wow.
And she was shot instead. We understand she had been undergoing surgery early this morning.
What do we know about? I know the police chief was talking, and it seems like they had these snipers coordinated with the protest. Obviously, they used the protest. What do we know about that? Is there any relation to people that were protesting and the snipers? What are we finding out?
Well, we don't know. We don't know yet. They have not released that information that I have seen at this point. Hopefully, that's one of the things that we'll learn in the next hour when we get an update. And they've been pretty good about updating people overnight. Matter of fact, they had at least 1 or 2 press conferences I know of overnight. One where they were looking for a person of interest. That sort of blew up on social media, and everybody started sending out a picture after the Dallas police said, "Okay, this is the guy we'd like to talk to." They did clear him, by the way. He was a gentleman that was his picture was widely circulated with camouflage and a gun slung over his shoulder, which Texas is an open carry state. It's important to remember that.
Right.
But he wasn't. I mean, he was marching with the crowd, so there wasn't. He was cleared from what we understand. 3 suspects in custody. 1 suspect dead after that standoff with police. And apparently that's where they got the information that there could be explosives or bombs in the downtown area, apparently from that person. That person killed themselves.
And at this point, we don't know if this is something that has been in the planning stages or if this was simply inspired by the last 2 police shootings.
Yeah, we don't know at this point if this, like you said, if this was just somebody who saw an opportunity when protests started to being planned and said, "Oh, hey," but we do understand though that this was. A coordinated attack. It was something that was, where they were firing from above. This was not, people in the middle of a protest and tensions rise and people get violent and somebody pulls out a gun. This is not what that was.
It almost seems like you have to know what you're doing to pull off something like this. Manaski.
Just, Tonya, something you mentioned, if you could recap, because it's been reported this morning by some that it was 10 or 11 police officers shot. You're saying not all were cops, some were civilians, some were maybe DART officers? From what we
have understood, 11 people were shot. 5 were police officers. 4 of those were Dallas police officers. 1 was a DART officer. So that's the 5 that were killed.
Okay.
The remaining ones, most of those were officers, from what we understand. We also have learned that a family member of one of the protesters says her family member, her sister, was shot. So that is the 1 civilian. We've kind of been hearing rumors of there was a civilian shot as well, but that's the information that we have on that. Again, that's not coming from the police. That is coming from a family member.
Okay.
So, again, we hope, it's at 8:30 when they're supposed to give a press conference, we look to get more details on exactly who those people were.
As always, you're in high demand this morning, Tonya, so we appreciate your time. Thanks so much.
Anytime. Right. Thanks.
Tonya J. Powers from Fox News. I want to play a little audio for you from, we talked about how this was Facebook Live, on Facebook Live, the shooting that occurred where the police officer shot and killed the man after the traffic stop. What the details are, full details of that, we don't know. But it was live streamed over Facebook. Last night, while this sniper activity was going on, 5 officers shot and killed, others injured, civilians injured. Somebody was live streaming this as well. There was somebody there. They began on their phone to basically broadcast it live, and the audio is something. Listen in to portions of that live stream from last night.
Holy.
Wow.
There's an officer down right there. Holy. Holy. They're shooting right now, and there's an officer down. It's coming from the right over there.
What in the hell is going on in this world? Got a break. 7:26 at WIBX.